Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, wildfires flaring up. Some areas of Alberta already accessing the new firefighting resources. Separatist support. The group delivers its citizen petition with thousands of signatures to Elections Alberta. And a senior on stage, Shumka's oldest Ukrainian dancer, is nearly 90.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
The province says it's ready to help municipalities as wildfire season sparks up. With hundreds more firefighters and a new pilot project, it says local governments will be able to access more resources. CTV's Curtis Goodrum has more on the province's plans, which were put to the test this past weekend.
That fire jumped across the road and has burnt about 2.5 hectares of forest.
We have 3 permanent structures that are burnt to the ground.
A fire in Sandy Beach, 60 kilometres north of Edmonton, sent crews into action this weekend. Teams were able to get it under control after it damaged infrastructure in the summer village.
This year, Alberta is introducing the Mutual Aid Incentive Pilot for the 2026 wildfire season.
Forestry and Parks Minister Todd Loewen says that program was used for the first time this weekend by Sandy Beach. Municipalities can request up to $125,000 when dealing with fires.
When municipalities have a fire breakout, they don't consider the costs. They consider the effectiveness of having as many boots on the ground as possible.
To further help firefighting efforts this season, the province says it's hired more than 550 seasonal firefighters with the possibility of contracting more. It's also secured a new contract to buy 5 new water bombers. Right now, the province owns 4 and contracts out 14.
These tools enhance the overall wildfire response by improving safety, effectiveness, and coordination between air and ground crews.
The province says this weekend was not an anomaly for fires, with more expected as temperatures heat up.
We'll probably continue to see these grass fires that are getting out of control continue over the next few weeks.
While the emergency alert for Sandy Beach has been lifted, a fire ban is still in place.
It didn't take much to set that fire off.
From Sturgeon County, Curtis Goodrum, CTV News.
Alberta Separatists say they have gathered more than 300,000 signatures in support of a referendum on separation.
We took a picture of canvassers and we put a different picture in front of every one of our boxes because this represents all of you.
Hundreds gathered for the delivery of signatures to the Elections Alberta office. Many drove in from rural areas of the province to show their support. Under Alberta's citizen petition legislation, Stay Free Alberta had until today to gather more than 177,000 signatures to prompt potential action from the government. They say they're looking forward to separation being added to the referendum ballot this fall. They're encouraging separatists to support the UCP.
The Premier may or may not represent the base. And if I tell people to join the UCP, if in fact there's many or more UCP people that are Freedom people than are not, then I think that you should be able to give leaders instruction.
A court challenge by First Nations prohibits Elections Alberta from starting the work of verifying signatures. A ruling on that is expected later this week. Elections Alberta also says it will be checking to see if the seeded names from the Republican Party of Alberta's leaked voter list are on the petition. It says if any are, there will be further scrutiny. Alberta's Justice Minister is addressing concerns a data leak could put people fleeing domestic violence in danger.
Certainly we expect to see the people who are leaking that information be held accountable. And again, we will take all necessary steps, both within my ministry and the other ministries that are impacted, to make sure that victims of intimate partner violence and domestic violence are well protected.
An Edmonton City Councillor says he's already heard from a handful of people who fear for their safety. Aaron Paquette says at least one of his constituents is moving because they believe their address was made public. He wants to see legislation change so this never happens again.
When a political party receives this voter list, they hold it in confidence. There are laws around it. You are not supposed to pass it on to third parties who have no accountability. Who is ultimately accountable? The people who write the legislation. Is the legislation strong enough to protect Albertans?
Paquette also wants a serious punishment handed out to whoever released the information. The Justice Minister says he will consider changing legislation after Elections Alberta's investigation is complete. An Edmonton-based cryptocurrency ATM company says the federal push to ban the machines won't prevent fraud or stop scammers. CTV's Connor Hogg has more.
Crypto ATMs may soon be a thing of the past in Canada, thanks to the federal government. In its spring economic update, the feds proposed cracking down on non-compliant money service businesses. It also recommends banning crypto ATMs, making it a criminal offense to operate one. Alberta RCMP say they also have issues with the machines.
Cryptocurrency, by its nature, it's very difficult to trace and locate and easily moved around the world, so scammers will often use that as a method of payment.
The ATMs allow users to convert physical money into cryptocurrency, which can be transferred all over the world. Alberta's RCMP says cryptocurrency ATMs are often used in romance scams, grandparent scams, and online fraud.
When a person puts cash in a Bitcoin ATM, it goes straight to a crypto wallet where it immediately is accessible by a scammer.
No one blames Apple when iTunes gift cards are used to scam.
Adam O'Brien founded cryptocurrency ATM company Bitcoin Well in 2014. The company has grown to operate across Canada and in the U.S. He says he heard about the federal government's recommendations by watching TV.
So that was pretty disappointing. But at the same time, it's still just a proposal. And so with that proposal, we're hopeful that the government's going to consult industry.
O'Brien says if Bitcoin ATMs were banned in Canada, his company would have to adapt its software for other uses. He says a ban wouldn't accomplish the goal of eliminating fraud. He wants to see more education targeting susceptible populations around how to prevent it.
And this is not something that's actually going to fix the problem. We're just playing whack-a-mole here. I believe the downstream effects of this is a reduction of financial privacy and a reduction of financial rights.
O'Brien says his company and other ATM operators will likely work together to advocate to the federal government.
Let's use the tools that I know we have, and let's educate our Canadian citizens so that we can prevent fraud properly.
The spring economic update says legislation would be required to implement its recommendations. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Major changes could be coming for the Edmonton Oilers this summer after losing in the first round of the playoffs.
The organization as a whole has taken a step back, and that starts with me. Starts with Leon. We all can be better, and we all need to be better.
I think our group took a step back, and I think the same thing about our coaching, about our management. I think the whole organization, we took a step back, and that needs to be fixed.
This weekend, the team's two biggest stars said the organization needs to improve in a hurry. General Manager Stan Bowman says every job will be assessed, including coaching and his own.
When you don't have success, I think you have to kind of evaluate everything. So that goes for my staff, coaching staff, players. That's what we're going to do over the next little bit. We're not going to have the same group of players that we have as of today. We're going to have some new faces. Who they will be or how many they will be, it's a little bit too early to tell right now.
Bowman says he will try to sign unrestricted free agents Jason Dickinson, Connor Murphy, and Kasperi Kapanen. Those players are also open to returning.
I loved playing here. The crowd is amazing. The organization treats you fantastic. The city feels like home. I was saying to my wife, it kind of feels like we're just driving around home playing hockey, and everything feels so natural.
I do. I had a great experience here, and I don't have anything bad to say. It was great to be with the guys.
The team revealed McDavid was playing with a broken bone in his foot and ankle area, which limited his skating ability during the playoffs. When asked about his future in Edmonton, considering he only has 2 years left on his deal, McDavid restated he wants to win the Stanley Cup here. He says as long as he feels he can do that, he will remain in Edmonton. There was a respectful reciting of Queen Elizabeth from the Alberta legislature to a nearby building today. The official portraits of the late Queen and her husband, Prince Philip, have a new home in the Queen Elizabeth II building. The portraits hung in the legislature chamber for nearly 50 years.
For more than 7 decades, with Prince Philip at her side, Queen Elizabeth II served Canada as a steady and familiar figure across generations, and her commitment to constitutional democracy was unmatched.
Queen Elizabeth II died in 2022, the year after the death of Prince Philip. The official portraits of King Charles and Queen Camilla now hang in the legislature. Well, Josh, there's one aspect to the weather that's been hanging around the last few days, and it's the wind. I'm hoping it just blows on out of here.
Yeah, should see a calmer day tomorrow, but we're back to some gustier conditions, it looks like, on Wednesday. It's spring. It's the windy season. Get used to it. 20 gusting to about 40 kilometers per hour in Edmonton right now. We did have gusts a little stronger, a little closer to 60 kilometers per hour in some outlying areas in south of the city. It's 11 degrees right now after hitting 13 for a daytime high. That's a little cooler than this weekend. We were up around 20 both days this weekend. We'll get back there, it looks like, Wednesday. Temperatures this morning at +1. So a couple of degrees cooler than average for both the high and the low today. There's that cooler northwesterly flow. You can see the clouds dropping off to the south. We even had Fort McMurray's at 2 degrees for a daytime high today. It was 4 and cold. Like, you do have a couple scattered flurries in parts of northeastern Alberta. These are showers here back through the foothills. We may see a few flurries into the southern foothills overnight tonight. Here in Edmonton, though, just a bit of cloud cover rolling through for the next few hours. We'll see temperatures drop to about 3 degrees by midnight. It will be around the freezing mark again tomorrow morning. Still pretty gusty here through the early evening hours, but overnight tonight, the wind should die down. And for at least one day tomorrow, we get a bit of a break. Still some wind, 10 to 20 kilometers per hour, but not quite as gusty as it was today. About 13 or 14 for a daytime high again tomorrow, and then back into the 20s for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll talk about that and a chance of some midweek showers in just a few minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, a decade after disaster, marking 10 years since a wildfire destroyed parts of Fort McMurray and forced thousands of people to evacuate.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
It's been 10 years since the Fort McMurray wildfire. Flames leveled large parts of the city and forced nearly 90,000 people from their homes. It was the most costly natural disaster in Canadian history. CTV's Jeremy Thompson visited Fort McMurray last week to see how the community is recovering. Jeremy, how is Fort McMurray doing a decade after that disaster?
Well, Matt, as you might imagine, it's complicated. When you get close to Fort McMurray, it's clear the forest is recovering. All over town, charred toothpicks from 10 years ago stick out above the new growth. As for the people, everyone seems to be handling this anniversary differently. Some I spoke with said the milestone is heavy on their minds, while others say it's in the past and they don't think about it at all anymore. It was a dramatic and traumatic experience when strong winds pushed the fire towards town. Nearly 90,000 people had to flee their homes on one highway while trees and grass along the road ignited. After the fire destroyed more than 2,400 homes and businesses, the city stayed closed for about a month. On my trip last week, I met up with Melissa Blake, the mayor of Wood Buffalo at the time. She recalled checking on the fire's progress from a 7th-floor boardroom at City Hall the day it reached town.
You know, you look out at 10 in the morning, it's not so bad. There's a little smoke in the background. You look out at about 1 o'clock and holy cow, there's some flames that you can see behind Abasan, and then all of a sudden you're looking at the flames consuming the top of Abasan.
Firefighters were able to protect most of Fort McMurray, including important infrastructure like the hospital and schools. 10 years later, the neighborhoods that got hit the worst are mostly rebuilt, but there are still quite a few empty lots where homes used to be. Part 1 of Fort McMurray, a decade after disaster, airs tonight. In our 6 o'clock show, you'll hear from evacuees and someone who helped Fort McMurrayites sift through the rubble when they were allowed to return. Tomorrow, in Part 2, we'll look at how the fire that earned the nickname The Beast became a turning point for Alberta's approach to wildfire. Matt.
All right, Jeremy Thompson, thank you. A historic $93.5 million donation has been made to the University of Alberta for research on women and children's health. The money will be used over the next 10 years. It will help fund research on women with polycystic ovarian syndrome and to help reduce children's pain and distress in hospitals. The donation came from the Stollery Children's Hospital Foundation and the Alberta Women's Health Foundation. The Stollery says the donation and resulting research will help attract world-class doctors to Edmonton.
their support. Talent follows talent, and we know that. It's important to invest in research, make sure they have the dollars to conduct it. So we're super excited about the power of this investment and what it's going to mean to children's health.
Since 2006, the two organizations have donated $112 million to support the U of A's Women's and Children's Healthcare Institute. Still to come tonight on CTV News, Conservatory celebration, how the Muttart is marking its 50th anniversary. The Muttart is celebrating its 50th anniversary with a special exhibit. A golden anniversary is the feature pyramid display for the next couple of months. Construction on the Muttart began in 1974, and it opened in September of 1976.
We continue to grow like every year with more and more people visiting us. We do have people come from around the world. Our plants are from around the world. So it's always like a place for a home for our visitors, even those who live kind of in the city. So we're excited to celebrate it.
The golden anniversary display will be around until June 21st. Hoping for a golden forecast, Josh, and it sounds like it's really going to warm up later this week.
Yeah, lots of sunshine in the forecast over the next couple of days, and temperatures back into the 20s by Wednesday. Yeah. Today, 13 for a daytime high. Current temperature has slipped to 11, and we do have a little bit of cloud cover that's popped up out there. That's the Action Furnace River Valley Skycam. Action Furnace, fixed rider, it's free. You can see the camera kind of shaking around in the wind. Here was the weekend, 19 Friday, then 22 and 18. With the gusts. Today is going to go in just slightly cooler than average. Tomorrow is going to be right around average. And then after that, you can see this warm spell does stick around for a while as we're around 20 or into the 20s for daytime highs right through to the middle of the month. Looks pretty dry between now and the middle of the month as well. There's a couple chances for some scattered showers Wednesday evening, Friday evening, maybe early next week. Really no significant rain-making systems, though. 2 degrees in Fort McMurray. Currently, that was not the morning low today. That's your current and daytime high. 4 in Lloydminster. Back further to the west, you get some 15s here in Grand Prairie and Jasper. There's that northwesterly flow, which has been fairly brisk. Fort McMurray, at least with the cool temperatures, at least the wind gusts have died down. Still have gusts to about 40 or 50 kilometers per hour, though, from Edmonton off to the south and to the east. As we said, there were a few spotty flurries south of Fort McMurray. You've got some showers here in through the foothills. There's that cool northwesterly flow. Sticks around for one more day tomorrow. Chances of flurries there in the southern foothills, but for most of the province, fairly clear skies overnight tonight and mainly sunny for most areas through tomorrow afternoon. We'll get some increasing cloud ahead of this low pressure system through the day Wednesday and that return of 20-something daytime highs as you get a kick of some warm air out of the south-southwest. A little bit of an upper ridge starting to move in. There is a chance, though, you could see some scattered showers from Edmonton off to the west and northwest late in the afternoon Wednesday or into Wednesday evening. Doesn't look like anything's heavy for precipitation, but maybe some scattered showers. -6 Fort McMurray tomorrow morning. 2 in Grand Prairie. We'll be around the freezing mark in Edmonton and Red Deer. A lot warmer tomorrow. Still slightly below average, but back to double digits in the northeast. Grand Prairie gets to about 18 for a daytime high. Same for Jasper. About 13 or 14 in Red Deer. And still single digits for Lloydminster Coronation, although that is a handful of degrees warmer than it was today. We'll be around 8 degrees at 9 o'clock tonight here in Edmonton. 3 degrees at midnight. 0 tomorrow morning. Still pretty gusty through the early evening hours. This is about 15 gusting to 30. But through the course of the day tomorrow, wind stays a lot calmer, and we get to a high of about 14 degrees in the afternoon. A little gusty for Wednesday, especially in the afternoon with the chance of some scattered late-day showers. 22 for a high Wednesday, 21 on Thursday, and once we get to Thursday, your morning lows pretty consistently warm up here and stay way above 0. Another chance of a scattered shower Friday evening, and perhaps Monday late in the day, some hit-and-miss showers. All in all, though, fairly warm once you get past tomorrow.
All right, Josh, thank you. The Sexual Assault Center of Edmonton is starting a new public education and fundraising effort. The center says it needs to raise money to meet the growing demand for survivor supports. People can buy or sponsor a teddy bear with a teal ribbon. The color represents support for victims of sexual violence. Organizers say each bear represents a survivor like Neil Campbell.
Hopefully, once again, this will inspire people to see that these children did not ask for this to happen to them. We owe it to them to help them, support them, and believe them. And having something as warm and cuddly as a teddy bear kind of, it makes me think of SACE, because I felt warm and cuddly when I was here many years ago.
The campaign runs through May and June. When we return, dancing into another decade, meet Shumka's oldest performing Ukrainian dancer.
I think it's just remarkable. It warms my heart so much.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
A senior in Edmonton accomplished his dream over the weekend. At almost 90 years old, he's the oldest person to take the stage as a Ukrainian dancer with Shumka. CTV's Amanda Anderson was there for his performance.
And polka. With moves like these, you'd never know Victor Melik is about to turn 90.
I think it's just remarkable. It warms my heart so much. It brings me such happiness to see him there. Every time he's dancing, it feels like my Guido, my grandfather.
He's the oldest in the seniors Shumka class.
It's a lot of fun. It turns into a party because there's dancing, there's music, there's laughter, there's joking, and we are learning.
He's also the oldest dancer from the school to ever take the stage at the Northern Alberta Jubilee Auditorium for their year-end performance. But first, one last rehearsal backstage. Then the seniors wait for their turn to perform.
The seniors steal the show. Absolutely. I think they're pretty level with those little 3-year-olds who are so cute.
Then it's showtime.
It's so amazing to see him have that courage to get up on that stage, to remember his steps, to have fun with it.
Melik says the crowd's reaction is his favorite part.
You have to be there, especially for the applause. It is deafening.
He got to enjoy a few extra seconds of it as the last one off stage.
I planned that on purpose. If you're 89 years old and you're dancing on stage, I'm going to let you be the last one off and wave and soak up all that applause, because he deserved it, like every other senior there does, but I think it's fantastic.
I just love this, and I really don't know what I'm going to do when I have to leave.
Melik hopes to continue being the school's oldest performer as long as he's able. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.